Are we all becoming dumber thanks to artificial intelligence, the digital brain in the battle against our own? Imagine waking up in the morning and before you even think about brushing your teeth, your AI has already optimized your tax return and provided you with the perfect weather report along with a suitable outfit recommendation. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? Finally, time for the important things in life. But wait, a troubling question arises. Does this remarkable all-encompassing artificial intelligence eventually render us less intelligent? Does our own cognitive organ deteriorate when machines assume control over all our intellectual tasks? We find ourselves at a significant crossroads. The swift advancement of artificial intelligence propels us into a future where our own human brain nearly appears like an antiquated relic. Do we potentially lose our innate ability for creative thinking, critical analysis, and autonomous problem-solving when we uncritically depend on algorithms that operate at speeds surpassing any human thought process and are frequently more humorous than Uncle Fred at family gatherings? These inquiries are not novel. Even the creation of the wheel likely induced panic attacks among individuals who abruptly lost their transportation jobs to others. However, this time around, it could potentially be somewhat distinct. Make sure to remain attentive, as the solution is more intricate and thrilling than you may anticipate. The convenience trap happens when our brain goes into autopilot, and we just watch passively with our hands in our pockets. AI is the ultimate butler for our brain. Navigation, spell checking, intricate calculations, all of those tasks are managed by algorithms on our behalf. That's fantastic. It saves time and effort, but it also carries a kind of digital couch potato danger, the comfort trap. If we always rely on external intelligence, do we then forget how to do these things ourselves? Do you remember what it was like to read directions on a map? Or how we used to actually do mental arithmetic before the calculator in our pocket became a standard accessory? The Google effect is real. We remember information less well when we know we can look it up online at any time, and who among us can still find the way to the pharmacy in the neighboring town without GPS, let alone in a foreign city? Our spatial orientation, trained evolutionarily over millennia, is slowly running out of steam. The same applies to our spelling. Thank you, autocorrect, for always turning deceleration into apology. The paradox is, we possess access to a greater amount of knowledge than ever before. However, do we retain this knowledge ourselves, or do we merely outsource our cognitive processes to the cloud, where it is managed by an algorithm that we do not even comprehend? And what happens if the cloud becomes inaccessible, AI and critical thinking, when the algorithm selectively filters truth for you? AI is a master of information processing. It can search through vast amounts of data, summarize it, and even generate new texts. However, not everything that AI generates or finds is accurate, unbiased, or complete. Sometimes it just hallucinates wildly. If we depend solely on artificial intelligence to deliver us with responses without questioning or examining various perspectives ourselves, we risk discarding our critical thinking abilities into the digital trash bin. Yes, I'm aware of filter bubbles and echo chambers. Algorithms frequently present us with content that we are most inclined to enjoy viewing or engage with. It's akin to having a personal digital butler who serves exclusively your preferred snacks. That might indeed be convenient, yet it restricts our worldview and makes it challenging to comprehend differing opinions or to thoroughly evaluate intricate issues. Do we gradually unlearn the essential skill of critical thinking when artificial intelligence consistently offers us the seemingly simplest or most affirming responses that we are inclined to want to hear? And in what manner can we guarantee that amidst this overwhelming flood of AI-generated content, we are still able to discern between truth and fiction, especially when even the algorithm occasionally lacks awareness of what it is assembling? In this age of advanced AI, are we just becoming digital brush holders? Another pressing question concerns our creativity. Artificial intelligence is now capable of creating remarkable artworks, composing music, and crafting stories that send shivers down our spines or bring us laughter. When a machine possesses the capability to generate thousands of design proposals within mere minutes, what implications does that hold for the human artist, for designers, or for the poet who still painstakingly searches for the perfect rhymes? Will we continue to strive to develop original ideas, or will we let ourselves be inspired by algorithms until our own originality fades and our artworks are rated by AI as, well, quite nice for a human? Here lies a great potential danger that we should not underestimate, but also a great opportunity. AI can serve as a powerful tool that accelerates creative processes and opens up new possibilities. It can be the new Bob Ross, painting digital trees onto your canvas. However, the potential risk is that we might be overly influenced by the efficiency of artificial intelligence and inadvertently overlook the genuinely human element, the distinct perspective that emerges from our personal experiences and emotions. Will artificial intelligence enhance our creative abilities and elevate us to new heights of innovation? Or will it ultimately confine us to the role of curators of our own machine-generated ideas, which may all eventually end up sounding monotonously similar? An old fear in a new guise: the internet also just makes people dumber. History repeats itself. Also, I often repeat this when I kindly remind you to consider liking or subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet. You help me and my channel a lot with that. Thanks a lot. The fear that new technology might reduce our abilities or even cause harm isn't a new idea. Throughout history, there are numerous instances where humanity has been skeptical and even fearful of new developments, often with a significant degree of exaggeration. When the printing press was introduced in the 15th century, numerous individuals feared it might weaken human memory, since people would not need to memorize information anymore. Apparently, everyone used to be a walking encyclopedia. In the 19th century, the railway system was demonized as a significant health hazard and a potential source of madness because the speed of 30 kilometers per hour was believed to be overwhelming for the human body. It was once believed that passengers could potentially suffocate or even explode. A fiery demise on the railway tracks. The telephone was initially perceived as a threat to personal communication and family life because it would distance people from face-to-face interactions. Today, we're often feeling alienated by constantly looking at our smartphone screens. Even when calculators were introduced in schools, it sparked debates. Would students lose basic arithmetic skills and become lazy? Are we now facing a kind of math dyslexia? Every time there were apprehensions that were justified in some manner. Certain abilities might have shifted or transformed, but none of these technologies have ultimately rendered us unintelligent. On the contrary, they have opened up new possibilities for us, transforming and evolving us. Is artificial intelligence merely the most recent embodiment of that ancient fear of the novel, only this time with digital bits and bytes? The future is in our hands. Smarter with AI or just lazier? Whether AI makes us dumb is a question that doesn't have a simple yes or no answer. It is intricate, and the reality likely resides somewhere between brilliance and peril. Indeed, there exists a possibility that we might overlook or neglect certain skills if we depend excessively on artificial intelligence, much like how we no longer need to memorize every farm along the route heading south in today's world. Conversely, artificial intelligence has the potential to liberate us from monotonous tasks, thereby granting us additional time for more profound, strategic or innovative contemplation. It could potentially provide us with access to an enormous wealth of knowledge and assist us in solving intricate problems that we would never be able to tackle independently. It depends on how we as a society and as individuals handle this technology. Will we remain passive consumers, directed by sophisticated algorithms while we comfortably drift off? Or will we become active creators, utilizing AI as a powerful tool to enhance and expand our own intellectual capabilities, potentially even surpassing our previous boundaries? The future of our intellectual capabilities does not rest solely in the hands of sophisticated algorithms, but rather in our capacity to utilize them with consciousness, critical thinking, and purposeful intent. Will we seize the opportunities and manage the risks to make ourselves smarter, not dumber, through AI? Or will we just become lazier and soon have to ask an AI where we left our own keys? It is a question that each of us must ask ourselves. If you are interested in discovering whether AI is truly as intelligent as it appears, I highly recommend watching this video here. Additionally, if you are eager to explore more videos related to this subject, simply subscribe to the channel. I would sincerely appreciate it if you could kindly give a thumbs up if you found this video to be enjoyable. Thank you so much. See you next time. Remain inquisitive.